Hello guys, how are you? My name is Maitray and welcome to Cosmic Essence Education. We'll be looking at inequalities in this video, so let's get started. Okay, so the first most important thing about inequalities that you need to know is that do not treat them like equations. Okay, they are very different and they have to be treated in that way. So the first inequality that we are looking at is if A is less than B, then A plus C is less than B plus C for all C belonging to real numbers. So if one number is less than other number, if we add a fixed number, okay, if we add the same number on both the sides to both the numbers, of course this number will be less than this number. For example, say 2 is less than 3. If I add 5 to both these numbers, what do we see? This becomes 7 and this becomes 8, and of course the inequality is the same. Okay. Second, if A is less than B, then A into C is less than B into C if C is positive. So if I multiply a positive number on both the sides, then the inequality will remain the same. Okay, you can think of it. Say there are two numbers, one is less than the other. A positive number is multiplied to both the numbers, then of course the smaller number multiplied by the number will be smaller than the bigger number multiplied the same number. And A into C will be greater than B into C if C is less than 0. That means if I multiply with a negative number on both sides, the inequality is reversed, it is changed, and we get this inequality. For example, say we get 2 is less than 5. If I multiply both sides by 3, we get that 6, we get 6 here, we get 15 here. So 6 is less than 15, the inequality remains the same. Now if I multiply by minus 3 on both sides, minus 3 on both sides, this becomes minus 6 and this becomes minus 15. Which number is bigger? Minus 6 is bigger than this, so the inequality is like this here. So the inequality reverses if I multiply by a negative number. Third inequality, if A upon B is less than C, then A is less than B into C if B is positive, and A is greater than B into C if B is negative. So look here what is happening. Say we have A upon B is less than C. If I multiply both sides by B and B is positive, then inequality remains the same as we studied in the last point. Then A is less than B into C, B gets cancelled on this side. If I multiply by B on both sides and B is negative, then the inequality will reverse itself as B is a negative number. So the inequality becomes A is greater than B into C. For example, 3 is less than 5. 3 upon 4 is less than 5. Suppose if I multiply by 4 here, 3 is of course less than 20. So this is correct. But if suppose I had 3 upon minus 4 is less than 5, of course it is true. Now if I multiply minus 4 this side, or I'm multiplying minus 4 both the sides, then we get 3 here and minus 20 here. 3 is bigger than minus 20, so this inequality is reversed in this case. Okay, that's why I told you that inequalities have not to be treated like equations. They are very different. Fourth inequality, if a square is less than, if a is less than b, then a square is less than b square if both a and b are positive. So if both a and b are positive, if I take the square of both the numbers, then inequality will remain the same, whereas the inequality will reverse. It will be reversed if both a and b are negative. But if both of them are negative, then taking a square root will mean that the inequality is reversed. Now, important note here that we cannot tell which inequality will it be there if one is positive and one is negative. Okay, we cannot say that. I'll explain with an example. So let's take an example. Say we have 3 is less than 5. Taking the square 9 here and 25 here, the inequality remains the same, correct? But if say we have negative numbers, say minus 4 and minus 3, minus 3 is greater, so we have this inequality. If I take the square of both sides, this is 16, this is 9. Now 16 is bigger, so the inequality is this way. So it is reversed when both are negative. Now suppose we get one positive and one negative. If I take the square, this is 4, this is 9, the inequality on this, for this example, it reverses. But suppose we had 2 is greater than minus 1. Taking square, we get 4 is greater than 1. So in this case, the inequality does not change. That's why we cannot say how the inequality will be if one number is positive and one is negative. Okay? We get the result only for when both are positive or both are negative. Fifth, if A is less than B and C is less than D and A, B, C, D all are positive, then A plus C will be less than B plus D. Think. You just have to think with inequalities. There is a small number. This is also a small number. If both of them added, then of course they will be smaller. The result will be smaller than the addition of the bigger numbers. So A plus C is less than B plus D. Similarly, A into C will also be less than B into D. So a small number multiplied to a small number will obviously be less than a big number multiplied by a bigger number. So that's why we get these inequalities. So I hope you understood the inequalities. We'll be looking at solving the inequalities in another video. Okay guys, so we saw inequalities in this video. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. and we'll keep posting more videos like these. Thank you.